Yeah. Mm. This specific show took place in Mexico between Moreno's nephew and Gordo's Chicoche. Uh, and the names of these dogmen may not be very familiar to many of you, but believe me when I tell you, man, that these are top dogmen that don't register their matches, but they not know a lot about the breed. Uh, they own dogs that are great champions, quality dogs that are ROM grand champions and all that. Uh, the difference with these dogmen are that they don't care much about being recognized as top dogmen or breeders or great bulldogs. They only enjoy and care for their dogs to the maximum and their ability that they can do for their dogs. Mr. Moreno is a very close friend of Antonio Bellon from the Bellon Club, Morphine, Mr. Reese, Cardenas, Indian Sunny, and the musician, and many other dogmen. Mr. Moreno is a well-known dogman in Mexico for his keep. He can put a dog in shape 100%. He also likes to talk very loud, so he is known as Panchito el Griton. He's really loud. He owns dogs from Morphine, Bellon, Cardenas, and some from the musician. Moreno started his Moreno blood in Mexico using crosses for the same of the following dogs like Stu Fowler, Shorty, Grand Champion Tomasa Negra from Bellon, Bolio from the musician, and many others that don't come to my mind right now at this moment. He has been very successful with his dogs over the years. Nefi was a 40-pound boxing male with a black mask, was one of the great dogs that Moreno had the fortune of breeding and matching. Moreno knew a dogman that went by the name of El Gordo, which head did not like very much. Moreno did not like El Gordo because in other shows they will exchange words to another after a few shows. Many dogmen from that area went to talk to Moreno and Gordo about putting a show together where Moreno and Gordo will have to go into each other dogs. They both agreed and decided to match in two males into each other, since there was a lot of bullshit talk between both parties. Gordo was bringing out the best he had, which was a four-time winner, Chicoche, winner with a tremendous reputation of killing all four of his opponents in less than an hour. Gordo, knowing what he had, asked Moreno if he was willing to bet $1,500 for each party, for a total of $3,000 to be the price of the winner. In the U.S., $3,000 may not be a whole lot of money to some, but in countries who pay only $5, $10 a day, for hard labor work, my friend, that's a lot of money. That day of the show was taking place in the morning, attracting about 100 people from everywhere. The referee talked to Moreno and Gordo about the rules, and shortly after the dogs were waited and washed, the first match was on. It was a pretty good show. It was Moreno trying to still talk loud, talk shit to this guy, but in the good way. I mean, he was a dog that who keep. I mean, he talked shit, but he would back it up basically. Between Gordos and one-time winner, the first match went between Gordos, a one-time winner, and Moreno's two-time winner. Moreno won that one in 50 minutes. The second match was a match for everyone to remember. Gordo brought his four-time winner, Chicoche, a red black masked male, looking like a true conditioning champion. The crowd ads lay heavily against Moreno. Moreno walked over his van, and instead of taking out his four-time winner, although heavy in the Bulisan, starting the dogs, instead of bringing that dog, I guess he wanted to prove to the people what kind of dog that he had. So he brought Nefi instead, although that he was going to game test after the show. he was the same weight and had been put in a keep the same time as his four-time winner. The crowd went nuts, and when they began to watch, Nefi Moreno's friends were giving him some advice since they did not want to lose their part of the bet. Moreno responded by saying that today he was going to show everyone in the crowd what a true game dog is. Moreno had won the first one against Gordo, so he figured he was willing to take that chance on putting Nefi for his first time out against a four-time winner killer. He knew that would be a great and convincing game test for his dog, Nefi. The dogs were placed on each other corners and were released, meeting each other in the center of the ring. Chicoche on Nefi's ear, tearing a piece off. Nefi started to turn very wild, and the crowd started to laugh at Moreno. But after 10 minutes, it was all war, and I mean a war. Chicoche on the front legs punished extremely hard, and Nefi working on his own hold by shaking him by the stifles and trying to dig into his kidneys. At 20 minutes, Chicoche broke Nefi's front leg, so Moreno got down and tried to encourage his dog more. Nefi was the first to scratch because of the turns that he did in the beginning, but it was only obvious that he was not schooled out enough prior to this match. So to me, it was like started off cold and was not ready to turn it on. Nefi was taken to his corner and was released to the complete his scratch without any problem. Chicoche was a very experienced game dog and got a hold of Nefi's front leg right away. And about that 40 minute mark, Chicoche had broken the other leg of Nefi, which was the right front leg. Nefi was fighting back with both of his legs broken and did not show any single sign of pain or wanting to quit. He was still working very hard and on his opponent. The crowd started to applaud. Gordo knew that he had a fight won. All he had to do was stop this dog with both legs broken, but it was not easy. Nefi in the center of the ring, the whole crowd went nuts and started to clap in their hands. They were witnessing the reality of what a game dogs are all about. At a 1 hour and 45 minutes mark, both dogs were still giving and taking, but Chicoche Mao had him ahead. While he was on Nefi's front legs and Nefi was working on the stifle, at the 2 hour mark, Nefi started to slow down and go into shock. After a couple of scratches for Nefi, the crowd started to tell Moreno to pick up his little warrior Nefi, since he had scratched 2 times, pushing his rear legs to gain scratch back into Chicoche, and he did. Nefi was picked up in his courtesy scratch crowd. He crawled to the center of the pit where he died, looking at his opponent like saying, "You got to kill me to stop me, buddy. I'm dead game." Chicoche was the winner, and he was grand champion Chicoche, but he had gone to hell to go to Nefi, and that was a very proven game dog that Moreno had put out. Nefi was only, I believe, like 16, 17 months old, but he was a great warrior game dog like Moreno liked to have him. Altas, 3 months after the show, champion Chicoche, fight and winner, hanged himself jumping on the chain. Unfortunately, for Gordo, he had the dog close to a wall, and when he jumped to the other side, he could not reach the ground, and he hanged himself as a grand champion. Not a lot of people heard about him and stuff, but he was a great dog. Nefi was an age dog. He was only 18 months old on his first time out. Mr. Moreno still owned dogs like that, like Nefi. to these days, and for sure, I want to say special thanks to Mr. Moreno for allowing me to write this story and print it out for other show people to see what went out that way. Um, I want to thank Mr. Moreno also for sending me Champion India, Champion Cindy, Grand Champion Elvia, and a few other dogs. That was great. Hope you guys like it.